Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and we've got some more German craft today, and this beer comes courtesy of Beer52's Oktoberfest box, which was basically just to give them an excuse to showcase some German beer and German craft breweries, as well as a couple of the odd traditional beers as well. And as you can see, hopefully I don't show my arse on camera this time. I am a big fan of German beer and German brewing culture. I need to put that up actually because it's starting to get a little bit damaged. Happy days. And yeah, so when I knew that Beer52 were doing a German themed box, I was excited. But then when I actually saw that it was German beers from German breweries, then, you know, I was like even more excited. And I'm not going to bore you with the story of Germany. If you've been a long time subscriber, I've talked about Germany whenever the opportunity arises. And yeah, so to be able to get some German craft and some German beer is always a plus for me. So today we're going over to a brewery that I've not actually had anything from before. And this is the Bunthaus Brauerei, although it was actually brewed at Brouwerij. It's sort of a collaboration style beer, but I'm not sure if this beer actually exists anyway, and they just brewed it to the specifications of Bunthaus in Brouwerij for Beer52, hence why it's a Beer52 and Bunthaus collaboration. But either way, you know, if the brewer's happy to be involved in the project, why should we complain? Do you know what I mean? And I think there's a few more beers that were brewed on behalf of the main brewery in question. But yeah, so this is the Vanilla Killer, which is clocking in at 5.4% ABV. And it's a cream ale, which is a style that I've not had for a long time, actually. So this is brewed with vanilla and tonka. This cream ale is as refreshing as a lager while being an ale. There we go. Stirring the beer. Serving. What? At cold temperatures reduces, or storing. There we go. Can't even read today. Storing the beer at cold temperatures reduces its fruity character and brings out a cleaner flavour, which supports best the vanilla and tonka taste. So water, barley malt, flaked corn, hops, vanilla extract, vanilla bean, tonka bean and yeast. And artwork comes from Chris Weiss from blackclouddesign.com. And yeah, really interesting artwork on that one. I can never remember the name of that animal. What animal is that? Brain fart moment, but yeah, quite graphic looking label to say the least, but really nice. And you can see that the beer is actually quite cloudy. But there's the red bottle cap. So let's get this beer opened and see what we get. Nice subtle amounts of smoke coming out of that one. And using my Ponzi IKEA glass for this. So not had too many cream ales. I think the last one I had was actually, funny enough, a German one, which was a collaboration between Braucraft. Was it Braucraft? Oh, the name escapes me. Well, basically it was Kirsten Rhine and the guys from Pirate Brew Berlin did a strawberries and cream sort of cream ale. And the thinking behind it was, you know, the cream ale is a very popular style back in the States. And so yeah, you don't really see too many people doing it. Cut a long story short. So now we've got a vanilla and tonka cream ale. And I think the only one I had before that one in Germany was a cream ale by Tuol. And that's the extent of cream ales for me. So I'm interested to see what this is like. But beer in a glass, and that's actually quite hazy. It's got a lovely sort of amber hue to it. It does become a little bit more clear towards the bottom of the glass. But yeah, really nice and dense looking beer by all accounts, with about half a finger's worth of a slightly off-white head. But yeah, certainly looks interesting. So let's see what we get on the nose. Well, I am getting that vanilla. It reminds me of vanilla sugar, almost. I do get a little bit of a yeasty vibe coming from this one. And there is a... I've had Tonka before in a stout, and it's got that sort of... To me, it reminds me of like a slightly subtly chocolatey sort of aroma, but not too much. You know, like when you have a coffee and it goes cold, like really cold. Not like an iced coffee, but coffee you've left. I always find it develops this like chocolatey flavour. And for some reason I'm being reminded of that with this. But at the same time there's this like green earthiness going on. Admittedly, my nose isn't firing on all cylinders today. I think I'm getting my yearly cold. But yeah, you definitely get that vanilla. That's coming through a lot more now. But also has like some slight Belgian wit beer vibes about it. Certainly smells interesting, so let's give it a taste. Prost. That is actually really quite a nice crisp beer, to be fair. A little bit of that vanilla comes through again. Not gonna lie, I get a bit of a coconut vibe with this. It's sort of like you've taken the chocolate off a Bounty bar and you've just ate the filling. Well, it's like the filling of a Bounty bar mixed with the filling of a Milky Way. Why has no one put that in a jar so I can smear it all over my body and have a lovely nubile lady eat it off me? That's the sort of thing that fatter men like myself dream of on a daily basis. Yeah, it's coconut, it's vanilla. I'm imagining that coconut is actually just... I'm being reminded of coconut, and that is probably coming from the Tonka. Even when I had the Tonka in the stout from... it was Brew York, I believe, which is absolutely beautiful. It's reminded me of that. But I'm getting like a chocolate bar flavour, but it's not heavy or dense or too sickly sweet. It's actually really nice and refreshing. It's really quite intriguing, actually. Do you know what it's reminded me of, actually? It's reminded me of like a slight sweet flavoured Zwickl beer or Land beer or Keller beer. Because you definitely do get that sort of like crispness from a lager. But with just a little bit more going on in the body. Few more flavours that work brilliantly within the beer. Lovely earthy aftertaste as well. It's really quite fragrant on the back end, actually. Like potpourri in your mouth almost. Without it being perfumey or floral or anything like that. Oh, that was a terrible way to describe it. But you know what I mean? When you can... It like lingers on your breath almost. That's a really interesting beer. I've not had too many beers that tasted like that. Cream ales. I've not tried enough to really give a verdict on the style. It would be like me, complaining about Kolsch style beers. I haven't had too many Kolsches. They're just not the sort of beers I gravitate towards especially from Germany. But that's really quite interesting. It is a really interesting beer indeed. I get the feeling, in the context of the box that it came in, this is going to be one of those beers that I think will be like one of those surprise beers for someone. Do you know what I mean? It's a lovely beer for me. It's not my personal favourite. The style I'd like to get to be a bit more familiar with and all that sort of stuff. But I could see people really, really liking this. And I'm definitely intrigued to try a few more cream ales. Even some of the more like traditional traditional American, I should say, cream ales. Not just like craftier styles. Like just an honest to God cream ale. Nothing really put in there. No, higgledy-piggledy or, blurring of styles, that sort of thing. Although I do enjoy that about beer a lot. I just like to try cream ales as a cream ale, like a highly regarded, accessible cream ale. And so it's definitely an intriguing style to me. It kind of reminds me of like the Kolsch for the American market, do you know what I mean? Even though a lot of American breweries do brew Kolsch style beers. But there's sort of like confectionery, sweet shop, chocolate sort of vibes about this. Add a lovely layer of indulgence without it becoming too overpowering. And I think that's a lovely little beer. And I think I've got another bottle of it because I got 2 boxes, so I made sure I got every beer available in Beer52's box. So I'm going to definitely enjoy the second bottle of that. I really, really am. And probably knowing me, I'll enjoy the second bottle a hell of a lot more than now. But as it stands, I could happily give that 7.5 out of 10. I think that the Tonka and the vanilla works really nicely. And I think for the write-up on the bottle, they've got it nailed. They really, really do. And very, very intriguing stuff. So if you've tried it, then let me know your thoughts, opinions. And if you can come across it, do what you can to pick up a bottle, because that's really quite nice. So 7.5 out of 10. That was from the Bunthaus Brauerei, brewed in collaboration with Beer52 and Brouwerij, or brewed on behalf of Bunthaus by Brouwerij and Beer52. I'm not sure if I don't know if they created this recipe for the box, or if Bunthaus do this beer anyway in the domestic market, and then it's just easier for them to have it brewed by Brouwerij for the Beer52 boxes. I'm not sure what the business situation is. I know some people don't really like that sort of stuff, but you know what? If the beer gets the blessing from the original brewer, then I don't think we should really complain too much. But then again, I've got bias towards German beer, so I'll give any excuse. So big thank you to Beer52 for putting this box together. I think it's probably been my best box of the year so far. And I've still got quite a few of the beers to go, so I'm going to really enjoy reminiscing of my time in Germany. And check out Bunthaus, check out Brouwerij, check out Beer52. If you've been interested by any of the Beer52 related beers that I've covered on the channel, then I'll put my referral link down below. Helps me out, gets you a bit of a discount too. Let's be beer buddies. But I don't know, if you want to, fair play. If not, no problem. And if any of my friends felt beer tubers have reviewed this beer, because I know a few of them got their Beer52 boxes, then I'll put their links down below. And thank you for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all later. Prost.